Those Oliva Habanos are a little bit like the Rocky Patel Sun-Growns.
That's what it reminded me of when I lit it, because it, definite peppery.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, but that didn't last too long, and then we can say into the sweet spot of it, And that's kept its way all the way down. It's getting a little bit stronger as it goes, but
I'm kind of finishing up, so I'm going to give just for the sake of the show, my final thoughts. The construction is a 9. The appearance is also a 9. And the subtle flavors that come with the Connecticut, I think that outdoorsy, fresh mown hay, herbal. In fact, it almost has kind of a mate tea flavor to it also. There's a lot of subtleties to it. The draw was perfect. The draw was, I'd say a 10, especially since I took a big break, came back to it, and was still rocking. So I'm going to give this an 8.5. What about you? A point from 0 to 10.
A point from 0 to 10.
Feel free to use halves or 3/4.
Halves or 3/4? Oh, really? 8 or 9. I can't really find too much wrong with this cigar.
Well, you're going to need to give an exact number, because if you're wrong, I'm actually going to...
If I'm wrong.
Punch these numbers through a computer.
Punch it through
the
base.
The numbers at base don't come up, the ones that you say, then you're going to be brutally beaten.
All right, well, I'll go to the 9. I'll step it up to the 9.
And you are not, you do not work for Oliva, is that true?
No, I don't.
Excellent.
No.
These
I work for myself, whatever that means.
So, Jen, you're also your own contractor. You're a private contractor. Is that
Right.
what is that?
Yeah.
What would you consider yourself?
Yeah, it's tough to nail it down. I really hate doing the same thing every day. If I had to just do sheetrock every day, it'd drive me nuts.
Can you build me a really cool walk-in humidor?
Yeah, I can do that.
Well, I got good news for you. So let's say I call you up and I say, "Want you?" There's the scene in Overboard where the rich woman hires
Kurt
Russell to come onto her yacht. So if I told you that I wanted you to redesign my closet so that you could accommodate all my shoes, would you be able to come onto my boat?
Both pairs?
The brown ones and the black ones.
Can you do it all? Are you what? Can you re-roof a house, re-shingle a house?
Yeah, I definitely can. But roofs, I'm not as young as I used to be, and
You like your knees?
I like my knees, and I climb up on a hot roof all the time. And that's tough doing that. But like I say, I don't.
Can you make your own furniture?
Yeah, I don't have a shop that's quite set up for all of that. You know what I mean? And my garage is kind of small, so I do what I can do. Make do with what you have, really.
How's business?
Yeah. Actually, it's been picking up. It's been doing all right now.
So
so maybe I'm not going to build you a house. I'm really one guy, so it's a little bit more than I'm going to.
I don't want a house. I like to live in a geodesic dome.
We do have a lot in common, because the idea of having a business where you have to manage a bunch of employees and you have to go around and check everybody's work. I'm more the kind of guy who I'll do a good job, but I don't want someone pulling me off of doing the quality work that I want to do, because I have to go babysit or I have to go and manage someone else and deal with all that, because that part's not really building. That part's just management, I guess.
Right. And most of my customers know me. You know what I mean? And so.
Why don't you guys have a competition to see who can build me the best walk-in humidor? So what would you use to build a walk-in humidor?
Spanish cedar on the walls. Because it doesn't. You don't get the flavor from other cedars.
Right.
Going into your cigars.
How much for like a glass door?
Depends on what kind of glass doors you really want to go for. You can do like a sliding door, or they tend to work fairly well for a walk-in humidor. It seals nice. It opens up wide. Full view. Yeah.
Shelving, the whole schmear. You can build the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right.
It's really not that difficult for that. You're not.
So
you know what I mean? It's really shelves are shelves. Just angle them. Put a little ledger board on there.
How much is Spanish cedar now? Is that expensive?
It is pretty. It's been a long time since I took a look at the price.
What about
of
some
standard
particle
cedar,
board and we'll smear cedar smell on it?
I don't think it's going to work that well. You know.
What about? Yeah, but I think he's onto something.
You
What
know?
about? What
but
about
a veneer?
like,
You can skin it with a veneer.
I was actually thinking to just getting cedar shake and tagging it onto the plywood on
But
all
that's
the
not.
inside.
That's not the right cedar.
I know.
So, yeah.
But you're
had to.
a private contractor. If somebody wants to hire you to do some work, it's as easy as contacting you at the email address that's right here.
Sure.
Excellent. Couldn't be happier to have you on the show. As I said before, John called me up, emailed me, said he saw the show and said how nice it was. I was
It
waiting.
was funny, because normally I watch the Daily Show at 11, and your time went past. So,
Really?
So I said,
You had to take a
well,
break?
I can watch the Daily Show later, Who knows when this is going to be on again? So,
My man.
and it was funny. You guys were going off pretty good.
So instead of watching the Daily
Miserable
Show,
bastards on the bottom. Really.
so instead of watching the Daily Show, he watched our show.
Yeah.
Everybody, I want to tell you to visit the Amagong Brewery. Me and my wife went there last summer, had a great time, did a tour. The only bad thing about the tour is our tour guide, when he gave the tour, everything he said had an upward inflection at the end.
Was he from the south?
No.
Or was he a young
Kind of like a
kid?
young crunchy dude.
Crunchy
Everything
dude, oh,
he
yeah.
said
Dude.
sounded like this.
Yeah.
The whole tour.
And
I wanted-
just for those of you who don't know, a command statement ends down. A question ends on the up. Sort of like are you asking a question?
The funny thing is, Mark.
Or are you saying are you saying a statement?
The ironic thing, Mark, is that when he said, "Does anybody have a question?" he said, "Anybody got a question?" Now is the time for your
Now's the
upward
questions.
inflection. I just made that up, but it was a great tour. Other than that, and I know Larry David and Family Guy have both made that observation. So I'm not stepping on any comedian's toes. I'm not.
I don't think you're going to be hearing from their people. I'm sorry. I'm not sure your people are going to be hearing from their people.
No, I just like to give footnotes.
Your people?
When I use somebody else's material,
For these purposes.
I like to give a footnote, unlike some people I know who don't like to give footnotes. So it was a great tour. They make very good beer. We had 3 of them tonight. They were great. Tonight we also reviewed the Oliva, NUB, all 3 blends: the Habano, the Connecticut, and the Cameroon. 9, 8.5, 9. We had some Amagong beer. Wow, I can't say how lucky we are to have this brewery in our own backyard. Please visit the Amagong Brewery. Go on a tour. Contact them. Go to their website. And while you're in Cooperstown, go to the Farmers Museum. And if you have some extra time, go to the Cooperstown Baseball Hall of Fame if you're into baseball. So, John, thanks for coming on the show. Mark, thanks for coming on the show.
It's always a pleasure.
We'll see you guys next week.